This movie is absolutely ridiculous, but at the same time, it is fucking awesome. Kind of right off the bat, we see some black and white footage and even like the correct screen ratio of Nicolas Cage's Count Dracula way back when, and it's like an exact remake of the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi. Like, he says some of the lines and everything. So, when you think about it, Renfield is technically sort of a sequel to Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Is it officially a sequel? Probably not. But when you look at it like that, it totally is. But anyway, Renfield, I remember seeing the trailers. I'm like, well, this looks weird. And then Nicolas Cage shows up as fucking Dracula. It's like, oh my God, I need to see this. And see this I did. And I honestly was not disappointed. Nicolas Cage, he's become well known these days of just kind of playing weird and out there roles and in weird movies. And you know what? He's really come into it. He's fucking mastered it. And being Dracula is no different. He overacts and hams it up big time. And it's just perfect. Like, I knew he was going to be a good Dracula just from the little tidbits we saw of him in the trailer. But god damn it, he was a great Dracula. Nicholas Hoult is his familiar, aka servant, aka slave, whatever word you want to use. The technical term is familiar. Renfield. And he is great. I sometimes forget that Nicholas Hoult is not only a good actor, but he can be hysterical and he can be a great action star. Like, I don't know how many of his own stunts he did, or if he did any of them at all, if he's actually in any of the action scenes, or if it's just a stunt double. But he is so good in this. Awkwafina is Awkwafina. I'm still not sure how she became famous, to be completely honest with you. I don't buy her as a cop at all, but she takes to the role very well, I think. And then there's Ben Schwartz, who, he's like the secondary villain in the movie, other than Dracula. And he is, I don't know, he just plays like a whiny little bitch. So good that this role was meant for him. He plays the son of like the leader of a crime family who's basically kind of an idiot, but you know what? He's funny as fuck, man. The effects, kind of 50-50 at times when, people's arms are getting chopped off or arms are being ripped off or Nicolas Cage is biting people or sucking up blood. It looks fantastic. But then there's other times where it looks absolutely horrid. So it's kind of 50-50. I overall enjoyed the effects, but there were times where it's like, wow, that looks terrible. The setting of the abandoned hospital where Dracula is now hiding out is creepy as fuck. Like, I think it's better than any castle they could have gotten. Just the kind of setup of how they did it with like blood bags hanging all over the place, dead bodies lying all over the place. It just works. As for the story, is it anything different than what we've seen before? In terms of, somebody who is an underappreciated character who comes into their own and becomes their own person and rebels against the bad guy. It's the same old story, but I think it's told in a way that is like, you're at the edge of your seat because you want to know what he's going to do. Is he going to stand up for himself? Because there's times where it's like, maybe he's not, because without Dracula, he doesn't have these powers. And it's funny. Like, it is consistently funny. I found myself laughing constantly, which doesn't happen too much these days. Ultimately, Renfield kind of exceeded my expectations. I went into it kind of knowing I was going to somewhat enjoy it because I love Nicolas Cage in weird roles. So I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't think I was going to love it. And love it I did, because Renfield It's fun. It's funny. It's action-packed. I highly recommend this movie, especially if you're a Nicolas Cage fan. I give Renfield, I give it an A.
Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.